Living a life where you're constantly getting exactly what you want, where you're constantly experiencing exactly the experiences that you want, is actually possible. Anybody can place yourself in a state where they always get exactly what they want out of life. And it is not luck. Once you place yourself in that particular state, people outside will see it as luck. They will call you lucky. They will say, this girl is lucky. This guy is blessed. But they don't know the work that you have put in to get yourself to that particular state. But anyways, I want to teach you how to create a reality, or how to place yourself in a state where you're constantly getting anything that you want. You want a particular job, you're going to get it. You want to be earning a certain amount of money at the end of the month, you're going to be earning that money, that amount, that exact amount, or even above that amount. You want to be in a certain kind of relationship, you're going to get it. You want to be part of a particular social circle, you want to attract some certain kind of circle into, like some certain kind of group of people into your life. You want to belong, in some really, really dedicated, focused, intentional circle where people are constantly evolving and growing. You're going to attract those kind of circles to yourself. You want to be able to travel. You want to be able to experience new things that you've never experienced. See, whatever it is that you've been wishing, praying, dreaming about, you're going to get it once you place yourself in the state that I am about to, teach you. Whatever it is that you have ever desired is going to be yours. Now, first, before we talk about how to get yourself to that particular state, it is no news that the reality that we are experiencing is not coming from the outside in, it is coming from the inside out. So everything that you're perceiving right now, the experiences that you're having right now, the reality that you're living in right now, is actually coming from your projection, which is from your inner framework. You are the one projecting everything that you're experiencing. No one is creating the reality for you. You have been doing it right from time. You have been manifesting your reality right from time. Nobody is in control of that. You have actually been doing it right from time. Now, most people don't know that they have been doing it. That is why I'm actually trying to share this with you in case you don't know. You see the life that you're living right now. Nobody is in charge of it. Nobody is causing it. Nobody is influencing it. Nobody is curating it for you. Nobody is creating nothing for you. You have been the one creating your reality right from time. As soon as you came into this particular world, it has always been your responsibility, and you have been doing it right from time. So for the fact that you're living a life where you don't feel fulfilled, a life where you don't, get the things that you want, it means that you have been manifesting the things that you don't want subconsciously. And I'm going to teach you how to change that and manifest the things that you want consciously. So like I was saying, it is no news that reality is happening from you, through you, and not against you. If you don't know that yet, if you don't understand what I'm saying, it means that you are not aware of this yet. Like I have videos that could, bring you up to date. I have videos that could could explain how reality works, how I think. So yeah, I have videos that would help you understand this. Old videos, just go to my page. I have short videos, I have long form videos. Just go watch it. It doesn't matter the year that it was created. No information is a waste. That is why I like documenting these things and posting it on here, because whatever it is that I've been experiencing in my journey, right from time to this point, all the informations are very important and they are very necessary. So if you are new to all this talk, just go watch an old video and get yourself get yourself, let me not say acquainted, just get yourself up to date, okay? Back to the topic for today. So now that we know that reality is not happening from the outside, but it is happening from the inside, how do you now create a reality where you are in control rather than a reality that, is controlling you? How do you create a reality that serves you? That's the best way to put it. How do you create a reality that is constantly giving you exactly what you want, not an opposite, not the opposite, not that you want to buy a car, that is your wish, that is your dream, but instead of buying a car, you're rather falling behind, you're going broke, you're constantly hopping from one boss to another boss, but you want intentionally, your mind, your everything is your prayer every morning. Your affirmation is, I want to get a car, I want to buy a car, but you're having the opposite reality, like you're experiencing the opposite of, what you have been asking for. How do you create that particular reality? First, we have to go back to the root, to the source, which is you. You have to pay attention to the mindset and the emotional attachment that is creating the reality that you don't want. For you to be able to master yourself or master your projection, master the things that you manifest, to creating something intentional that will serve you rather than control you, you have to first understand the old system. Very important. You have to go back, start paying attention to your thought patterns. I have talked about this a lot. Start paying attention to your emotional attachments. Your emotional attachments will tell you a lot about why your reality is what it is. Your thought patterns it's just going to tell you a lot about why your reality is exactly what it is. And in paying attention to your thought patterns and your emotional attachments, you're going to find out that you have been subconsciously creating a reality that controls you rather than serve you. Most people will say they don't know why life is happening like this, why life is unfair. You don't know because you have not paid attention to yourself. You don't know why life is giving you the results that you don't want because you have not paid attention to yourself. Once you start to pay attention to yourself, you're going to realize that a lot of times you are actually reacting to life rather than responding to life. You are reacting, which is your subconscious manifestation. Your subconscious mind has taken over your reality, creating things that you don't want from an emotional attachment from your old self. While you were growing up, you have accumulated so many, belief systems, so many. It's like emotions being stuck in your body subconsciously. You say you're a better person now. You said you've changed. You said your mind is straight. You've changed your mental framework and stuff. You believe, but you still have that emotion stuck in your body, and it is always reacting and creating your physical reality without you even knowing, without your knowledge. So before you can actually create a reality that serves you rather than control you, is for you to first start observing and paying attention to your old self or your present self, because you have not created a new self. Pay attention to the old system that you're operating in, to the old self. And once you're able to pay attention, now you will catch the things that have been, creating your reality without you know, without your knowledge. You're going to catch it. And now that you've catch it, because now you're paying attention, it's like bringing them to light. That is why shadow work is very important. I don't want to get into that. I've talked about shadow work, I think last year or last 2 years. I've not done like an updated video. But shadow work is actually very important when it comes to creating a reality that serves you rather than control you. Because when you are doing shadow work, it's like you're bringing everything that is deeply buried in you to light. You're paying attention to these emotions, you're paying attention to these thought patterns, and you're bringing them to light. And once you're bringing them to life, now you can, it's like, having solutions to the problem. You cannot create solutions when you don't know the problem, right? You don't create solutions to a problem that is unknown. You only create solutions according to the problem that is at hand. So it's like creating a solution to a problem. So when all this emotion comes to light, then we can intentionally change it. Then we can intentionally shift it to exactly what we want. How do we do this? I've told you how. That's the first how. Now the second how is, let me say this from a general point of view, not just like, okay, this is who you are and this is what you have accumulated. Let me say this from a general point of view. Now, as human beings, especially we in this present generation, everything that we say we are right now is actually coming from thousands of years of people that have come before us. I don't know if I said that right. Everything, or some of the things, let's say 80% of the things that we say we are, comes from the lineage, comes from the generations, or let's just say the DNA in us, our biological roots. Before conditioning, there is something that has already traveled through our bloodline. And that particular thing that has traveled to our bloodline, I don't know, my hand is paining me. I'm not using a tripod. So that particular thing that has traveled through our bloodline has the power to actually create our reality for us without us knowing, which is our subconscious, creation. So as human beings, from a general point of view, right, we have been programmed, especially us from this present generation, we have been programmed, not us directly, but through the lineage that we come from, through our biological roots, to always project negativity. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. There's this negative emotion or energy that has been passed down through bloodlines, and it is now in us. I don't know if you have ever noticed that sometimes when you're trying to do something, you're going for a job interview, there is this belief that you're not going to get it. Like the percentage of you getting it, that's your belief. The percentage of you getting that job, right, your belief, is like 30 to 20%, and the negative thought about you not being able to get that job is like higher than the positive thought about you getting the job. Let's forget about job. Let's use another analogy. I don't know if you have ever paid attention to, how your days go, like how probably you're waking up in the morning and instantly you have this bad thought that something wrong is going to happen. And before you know, that particular thought or that particular energy stays in you, and you are just paying attention to what is the bad thing that's going to happen. And in doing that, you're already projecting and expecting something bad to happen. And before you know, it actually comes into reality, like it actually comes into manifestation, because you accepted that energy subconsciously. There's this negativity that is in us. We always think of negative things first. It is just few people that have this positive mindset where they're always expecting something good out of their day. They're always expecting something good to come out of their creation or out of their experiences or out of their life. Like few people, only few percentage of people, and this few percentage of people are people that have mastered themselves. They have realized that, some of the thoughts and emotions that we carry are not ours, but these are the things that have traveled through bloodlines before conditioning, before our own conditioning. So you need to pay attention to that. Now, once you've been able to pay attention to that, this is something that I've been doing that has been helping me change those particular emotions and thoughts whenever it comes to like play, or whenever it comes up in me. I wake up in the morning and maybe I'm holding a glass cup and then it breaks. people have this superstition that when something breaks like that, a glass cup, then something bad is about to happen. And when things like that happen, when I wake up in the morning and I'm having this bad omen, this is what I do. And this is how I've been able to create a reality that serves me rather than control me. So once it happens, I pay attention to it. I pay attention to the emotion, to the thoughts, and then I breathe. I tell myself, this is not my creation. This is not my creation. This is not my creation. I keep repeating this, and I repeat this, and before you know, I just go about my day. And guess what? That particular day becomes like the best day of my life, because I've been able to catch this particular negative experience, and I've been able to shift it to exactly what I want. Now, why do I say this is not my creation? Because I recognize that energy. I recognize that thought, and it is not mine. I recognize it, yes, but it isn't mine. I don't go to bed at night hoping that my next morning is going to be bad. No. I know the things that I want to experience in life. I now know the things that I want to intentionally experience. And none of them involves me having a bad day or having anything that does not align with exactly what I want to experience. When I have these particular bad omens or these negative thoughts come into my mind, I recognize it, I catch it. Like, I observe it, I catch it, and I send it back to wherever it is coming from. Because it isn't mine. So it is not mine to keep. It isn't mine to experience. And in doing that, I have instantly shifted that particular energy to exactly what I want it to be. So that's another way for you to create a reality that is constantly giving you exactly what you want. Now, to end this, I don't want this video to be longer than 20 minutes or 25 minutes stop. Once you pay attention to your old system, once you've been able to observe your old thought patterns and your old emotional attachments, and now you have made an intentional decision that this is who I want to be. It doesn't matter if it is good or bad. You can use this particular understanding to create whatever experience that you want to create. You want to be the villain in this reality, it is up to you. You want to be a good person, it is up to you. You want to be a sexy motherfucker, it is up to you. You want to be a magnetic, whatever thing you want to do with this, it is up to you. So what I'm saying right now it is not just for people that want to create good experiences. No, this is for people that want to create any kind of experience. For you to be able to create an experience that aligns with who you want to be. Who you want. That is what I'm trying to teach you on how to do. So moving on. So once you've been able to catch, your old emotions and thought patterns, and this does not align with who you want to be, then you need to change it. Just the way I just showed you how I changed mine, then you need to change it. You change your mental framework, that's your inner framework, to exactly the person you want to be. You want to be magnetic, you want to be perceived in a certain way. Then you change those inner framework to the kind of person you want to be. You act like them, you speak like them, you dress like them. Do the work first, inside first. Like, do the inside work first. Emotionally align with that person. You want to be sexy, right? You want to be perceived as someone that is sexy. Then, do your research. How do sexy people present themselves? How do they act? What are the things that they think about? Place your mind there and let your emotions align with that particular mental framework. And once you have gotten to yourself to that point, then you can physically execute, which is now dressing like them, like a sexy person, now dressing like, or talking like a sexy person now, and in doing this, in doing the inner work and then executing physically, there is no way your reality will not respond to the magic that you have created, because that is magic. Reality will bow. Reality will bow. When you say reality gives you exactly what you have been asking for, what you want. First, you have to do the inner work. You will not say, oh, I want to become wealthy, or I want to be perceived as somebody that is wealthy, and you are still in a phase where you believe that there is lack in this world. You believe that, you lack some certain things. Now, people that are wealthy do not lack. That is what wealth means. Wealth means that there is no lack. So, I don't know if you're getting what I'm saying. You want to be known as somebody that is bold and confident, and you're still in a space or in a state where you are shy. You say you're shy. You say you don't like to talk, or you don't like to express yourself. You don't know how to express yourself. That is not a voice of somebody that wants to be confident and bold. So what you need to do is place yourself, your inner work. You need to place yourself at the state of the kind of person that you want to be, the kind of person that you want to be perceived as. So you can project that. You see, you can project it. Once you place yourself in that state, and emotionally you believe it, emotionally you align with that mental framework, that inner work that you have done, now you can execute it physically, and reality is just going to obey. Reality is just going to bend to your will. And you have successfully created a reality that serves you rather than control you. And again, whenever a doubt comes in, catch it and change it by saying, this is not my creation. This is something I always do. Like, I tell myself, my inner voice says this, my outer voice says this intentionally. This is not my creation. I wake up in the morning, I'm about to step out, and something is telling me that if you step out, you're going to be involved in an accident. And I'm like, no, I've never dreamt or wished for me to be in an accident. So that is not my creation. That is why I always say, this is not my creation. I recognize this, but this isn't my creation. This isn't what I want to experience. And in doing that, I am sending that particular thought and emotion back to wherever it is coming from. I am shifting it, aside, so that what I actually want intentionally comes. So yeah, I'm going to make an illustration video where I talk about this again. Okay, so expect an illustration video, because I now see that giving you guys illustration is like the best way for me to explain some certain things for those that are still novice towards this kind of talk, this kind of information. I'll use an illustration to make a proper video, so expect that. But yeah, that is something that I've been doing. I hope it helps. I hope it helps. Okay, thank you for watching, and thank me later when you start practicing this and it start working for you. Like I said, I don't want this to be more than 25 minutes, so bye.